Oh, Lord. Wow. Yeah. What's up, y'all? Blitzball champ Jason Ingram here. I had to get on here while I had a break to kind of give my thoughts on the just now ended Carolina Panthers press conference with the owner, David Tepper. Whoo, man. That press conference was all over the place. I mean, just, oh my God. I mean, it was a pretty productive press conference the other day from Scott Fitterer and company, but man, this one with David Tepper, whoo, man, this was all over the place. Just crazy, crazy conference. I mean, I know it's been a while since we've heard David Tepper speak, but dang, man, like that had to have been the craziest and most awkward press conference I've seen in a while. So, couple of things that stood out to me. One, David Tepper looked really, really irritated that whole entire time, which part of it doesn't really surprise me because which leads me into my other point. These reporters, what the heck is up with some of these freaking reporters asking some off the wall questions, not even football related, not even draft related? Man, some of these reporters, like, who the heck's idea was it to have some of these reporters ask questions? Because, man, some reporters asking about the Charlotte FC soccer team. I mean, the dude, after the first time, specified no questions about Rock Hill. Keep it to football. I'm a respect Rock Hill's request. And yet there were steady folks still asking questions about the whole Rock Hill stadium debacle. Like, what the heck is up with some of these reporters? Like, seriously. Like, oh my God, man. And just so many of them just kept poking the wound. That's crazy. That's really, really crazy. But you can tell David Tepper was getting irritated. He was getting really, really irritated. But like, I mean, I give him props for just holding his ground about the the whole Rock Hill situation. But man, some of these reporters are just like, and then asking questions about Charlotte FC. I'm like, can we keep the discussion on football questions, draft questions? So just the barrage of reporters just with the off the wall questions was just ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. Another thing that stood out to me was how much David Tepper emphasized patience. Patience. That was then, this is now. Patience. Well, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but Mr. Tepper, we haven't made the playoffs since 2017. And you kind of been here for a little while now. So, 2 back-to-back 5-win seasons, and you let go of Ron Rivera, brought in Matt Rule, and you see what that's been doing. I mean, everybody has different patience levels. I'll say that. But Mr. Tepper, we ain't gonna wait forever, bro. We ain't gonna wait forever. Now, you're one of the richest owners in the league. Like, I mean, I know little by little we're doing some things trying to build up this roster, but I mean, you're gonna have to spend money. Gonna have to take some risks and spend money. I mean, since 2017, we've sucked. Or since after 2017, we've sucked. And the roster had been all over the place, especially at quarterback. And I know, injuries have been unfortunate, but I mean, you want us all to be patient, and I get it, but you can't blame the fans and others for getting to the point of irritation. Plain and simple as that. Ekaim Hannon, welcome. Good to see you. Do you think this interview was a good look for Tepper? Honestly, no, but I wouldn't say all of it is his fault. I'll say no, but is all of it his fault? No, because like I said, some of these reporters were asking dumb questions, dumb, unnecessary questions. So I felt like a big part of this press conference was a waste, because a good 50% of the questions were non-football related. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. Ekaim Hanna says, I'm like 50-50. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. But oh my God, man, but yeah, everybody's not gonna wait forever. I would have liked to have seen some questions asked about Matt Rule. I would have liked to have seen more of that. I know some folks wanted to see some questions asked about Cam Newton, but I didn't think that was going to happen. And then another thing I wanted to point out, which I know David Tepper said this was more of a Scott Fitterer question, but he threw in a side note that he believes that Sam Darnold is a very good quarterback. David Tepper believes that Sam Darnold is a very good quarterback. Bro, were you like watching any of the games this season? Very good quarterbacks don't only just have 9 touchdowns in a season. And he's only thrown for 9 touchdowns twice, back-to-back seasons. Once with us, and then before with the Jets. David Tepper, I don't know what it is that you're on, but you might want to stop taking it. You might want to stop taking it if you honestly believe that Sam Darnold is a very good quarterback. Like, wow. He actually went there. He actually went there. Oh my God. Uh, hey, what's up, Mamba? This is why Sam has a huge ego because of Tepper and Rule feeding him lies. Huge is an understatement. Huge is an understatement. Brian Eves. I hope I said that last name correctly. Welcome to the stream. He's just trying to keep his confidence up. I mean, building confidence is one thing, but when it gets to, the delusional talk, that's another. I mean, confidence is like, believe in yourself, you can do this. But I mean, you gotta also keep it a buck. You gotta keep it a buck. But I mean, just this press conference was just all over the place with the questions and like I said, David Tepper, you could tell was getting irritated. He was getting really irritated. And honestly, when asked also about the team staying in Charlotte, the only thing I'll say about that is from his answer, he didn't say yes, but he didn't say no about Carolina staying in Charlotte. He didn't say yes and he didn't say no. I'm going to just leave it at that. Mamba says, but I don't expect Tepper to just completely dog his starting quarterback. I mean, I understand that, but you know how there's certain things that you shouldn't say. There's certain things that you could say but you shouldn't say. That's one of them. You know what I mean, Mamba, about him being a very good quarterback. There's some things you may want to say but you shouldn't say. He shouldn't have said that. Plain and simple as that. Ekim Hannon says sometimes all you need is someone to believe in you. That might be the key for Sam. I mean, there's some proof of that in the fact that they brought him over and took up his 5th-year option. And I mean, he's still here. He's going to be on the team. I'll say that. Barring anything crazy happening, he's going to be on the team. But at the same time, what's going to happen if this season, with the weapons and the boosting of the O-line, and Sam Darnold still fails? Which could happen. So, Mamba says the Colts handled the Carson Wentz presser as well also. Yeah, I didn't see it, but that's what I've heard. So I mean, that's good. That's definitely good. But yeah, I'm definitely concerned. I'm really concerned. And when talked about his involvement as far as with the draft and such, I mean, of course, when it comes down to it, he'll sign the paychecks, but at the end of the day, he specified that that's what Scott Fitterer and the others specialize in. But at the same time, I still really wonder what his take will be as far as the draft. I felt like that was still kind of vague. I felt like that was kind of vague. But just the reporters asking the questions are just Man, they picked a bad round of reporters for this press conference. Oh my god, just whew, it was cringe. Yeah, Mamba, you're right. The reporters played a part in the bad presser also. Yep, facts. I mean, it was just oh my god, it was cringe. It was definitely cringe. So I guess is Matt Rule not going to have a press conference like today or tomorrow? Is he not going to speak? Because we still haven't heard from him. Are we going to hear from him? Brian says, honestly, I'm more concerned about the O line than quarterback. Call me crazy. Oh no, I don't think you're crazy for feeling that way. I don't think you're crazy for feeling that way because I think we've built up a good O line, but I don't think it's 100% sealed yet. So I could see them, boosting the O line a little more in this draft. But then again, it all depends on what they decide to do with that number 6 pick. Mamba says this has to be the most unpredictable draft in recent memory. Facts. Facts. Yeah, we have no idea what they may go. I mean, a lot of talk says they may go quarterback with that 6 pick. And now I'm hearing word that they're locked in when it comes to O-line, that they're locked in the most on Charles Cross. That's another thing I'm hearing, is that when it comes to O-line, they are locked in on Charles Cross if he's available. So, I mean, which, getting a Charles Cross would pretty much seal the deal of our O-line. Because then you could have Charles Cross at that left tackle position and have Brady Christensen and Deontay Brown battle it out for that left guard position. So, I mean, it's definitely it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I really wish there would have been more draft related questions, being that the draft is, tomorrow. And that's one thing that bothered me about this press conference. I'm like, where are the draft questions? There was very little to no draft related questions. Like, the draft is tomorrow. Mama says we need to call the Jets about Mekhi Becton. Oh man, he's still pretty young as well. Didn't the Jets get him like a few years ago, like 2 years or 1 year ago, something like that? And we have to see what happens with that first pick, because word is that the Jaguars are extending Cam Robinson. So Jaguars, it looks like they're probably most likely going to go edge rusher with that first pick, either Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau. That's what I'm thinking. But Brian says Tepper is knee deep in soccer, not in the draft. Yeah, and that's a problem. Or maybe that's not a problem. I don't really know how much you want him to be invested in decision making in the draft. So that's actually a fair argument. Mamba says they could be a trade back partner with Mekhi in the package. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Perhaps. Lord Christmas, what's up? Tepper's press conference was a nightmare. Facts, and even more facts. I mean, for not having heard him speak and address the press and the fans in a long while, that was pretty bad. And I hate being negative, just have to be honest. Oh no, that was a fact. Trust me, Lord Christmas. What you spoke was a fact. It was a fact. But if anything, what just really stuck out to me the most was his claim that Sam Darnold's a very good quarterback. I did appreciate him praising, the upgrades to free agency and to the coaching staff and whatnot. So I definitely could appreciate that. Mamba says, I really feel like the Giants and the Lions really could pull a fast one and draft Malik Willis. I think it's very possible. Because something tells me they're not sold on Jared Goff. And as a matter of fact, let me go to it right quick. Hold up. I think there was a final mock draft on the Panthers website. Oh man, something's in my eye. 1 second. Where the heck was it? Oh yeah, mock draft 7.0. Here we go. Lord Christmas said, I had a dream Willis went second to the Lions. Really hope we get him though. We will see. I really feel like we need to trade back, but I don't know. There's no telling what they're gonna do. But in this mock draft 7.0, Rhett Lewis is going Kenny Pickett. Mel Kiper is going Malik Willis. Jason LaConfora is going Kenny Pickett. Nate Tice is going Ikem Ekwonu. Peter King is going Evan Neal. Austin Gale is going Evan Neal. And Jamie Eisner is going Charles Cross. Well, I'll say this. If we do get Kenny Pickett, I feel like for sure he's a lock for a future franchise quarterback. I just with what a lot of folks have been saying, that he would potentially be a lock for a future franchise quarterback if we went ahead and got Pickett. Malik Willis, I kind of hear mixed opinions across the board. But at the same time, a lot of folks are afraid of potentially the Saints or the Falcons getting a Malik Willis. So I don't know. Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, there's a lot of argument between the two. But I think drafting a quarterback definitely sets a standard for the future. Unless Sam Darnold just figures it out and just blows up and becomes comeback player of the year, which, I think there's a small percentage of that happening. But if that, barring that happening, the quarterback we draft would be pretty much be the quarterback of the future if we go that route. Hands down. Lord Christmas says, if we get a quarterback, I just want us to be all in. I would hope that would be the indicator. I would think that would be the indicator. If they drafted quarterback, they would be all in. So yeah, I would agree. And like I said, there's a handful of these folks that still feel that if they're going to use that pick, go offensive line. I mean, I'm seeing Evan Neal. I'm seeing Ekwonu. I'm seeing Charles Cross. But the word that I'm hearing is if they do go offensive line, they're locked in on Charles Cross. So Mamba says it sounds like this front office is divided. It seems like Scott Fitter and Dan Morgan think that you can get a gem later in the draft with an offensive lineman, but they want to take a quarterback in the first. And that's another thing too. They're kind of word is that they're kind of undecided on quarterback. They're kind of undecided. So I don't know. Like maybe that can factor in to whether they even decide to go quarterback or not, because it's so up in the air which quarterback they would deem best, because they potentially could have their quarterback of choice up for grabs with the sixth pick. It's possible. Lloyd Christmas says, not trotting Darnold out there if the other quarterback is ready. Love the stream, by the way. Thank you so much, Lloyd Christmas. I like Cross. Maybe he can be a Ryan Clady, and I agree with Mamba for sure. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Charles Cross, indeed. Mamba says, well, Tepper and Rule would rather stick with Darnold and take an offensive lineman in the first. And it won't take too long to find out, being that, we'll be at number 6. But I just really, I'm nervous, but I'm anxious. I will say that about this draft. I'm nervous, but I'm anxious. And I want to try to be as positive as I can be. So, and it'll also be interesting to see what kind of teams they've talked to about potentially those being interested in trading up for that 6th pick. But one thing's for sure, the Panthers are going to have options at offensive line and at quarterback with that 6th pick for sure, as well as other miscellaneous options if they decide to go with, a cornerback or a wide receiver or an edge rusher, which, edge rusher might be a maybe, cornerback even might be a maybe, wide receiver, don't see that happening. Mamba says, I like Kenny Pickett. He has a winner's mentality, but I'm worried about those gloves in the NFL. Shoot, I'm worried about a defensive tackle, defensive end, or linebacker swatting the ball out of his hands with his small hands and him, fumbling a lot. That's the main concern I have about him. But I feel there's definitely a split down the middle between fans of Malik Willis and fans of Kenny Pickett. So there's that. But it's really, really going to be interesting to see what Carolina does, because the options are like grand. They have such grand options. Because, you have to think. There's going to be, looking at who's up, the only thing that I could see potentially happening is probably either three edge rushers. Honestly, probably potentially 3 edge rushers might be gone by the number 6 pick. So we might have a little bit less options there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have plenty of options at offensive line and at quarterback at the 6th pick. Edge rusher, probably not, but it just makes it really tough. It makes it really tough to crazy. But like I said, I still think trade back. I'm still going with trade back should happen. Like I just really feel like that would be the best thing to do. And I could be wrong, but I'm rooting for trade back. I'm rooting for trade back. Mamba says, the thing about Malik Willis is, do we have the right coaches and players to help him develop into a Mike Vick or Russell Wilson? That is a good question. That is a good question. That remains to be seen. And I know there's a lot of wild card picks for us getting a Desmond Ridder or even a Sam Howell. And, with a little bit of Matt Corral here and there. But, those are kind of the, I guess the wild card picks. But I don't know, y'all. But a do-over of that David Tepper press conference would be nice. With some better reporters asking much better football or draft related questions. I would love a do-over of that, because oh my God. That's why I'm glad I got on here, because I needed that time back. You know what I mean? Mamba says, which is why I would go with the safe pick, which would be Kenny Pickett if I'm Matt Rule. Well, he likes him. David Tepper likes him. So, I mean, I guess that kind of would be the safe pick if they do go quarterback. Perhaps. And I know a lot of folks say that, Malik Willis has the higher ceiling to reach. And if he reaches that, then he would blow the rest of the quarterbacks out of the water. But how long would that take is the main question. Not sure. But yeah. I want a redo of that press conference. Oh my God. But I am hoping that Matt Rule will do one as well, either today or tomorrow. Well, I forgot today's Wednesday. The draft's tomorrow, so it probably would have to be the day, unless they decided to do one in the afternoon tomorrow. But I would like to see Matt Rule get on there and talk. I think we need to hear from him as well. But anyway, that's pretty all that I have. I got to go take the dog out and then get ready to go back to work. But yeah, I had to get on here and just let out some steam and just get some of that press conference time back by chatting it up with y'all, because that David Tepper press conference was all over the place. He looked irritated. Some of these reporters just was ridiculous. And he believes Sam Darnold is a very good quarterback. Okay. Anyways, thank y'all so much for coming through. Mama says, Peace Blitz, nice stream. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming through. But yeah, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Those that catch the archive of this, what were your thoughts of that press conference with David Tepper? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. And I hope everybody has a blessed day. And hey, draft time tomorrow. I will give a heads up. It'll unfortunately be just me. Mr. Carolina will be in mid-flight on the way home, so he won't be able to tune in. But I do plan to have another guest on audio. I plan on bringing my father, Daddy Blitz, my father, Raiders fan, who was on audio for last year's draft. He should be able to join me tomorrow for the festivities of this NFL Draft 2022. So definitely look forward to that. But anyway, that's all for now. This has been another Carolina Panthers Talk live stream brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and I will see y'all, if not later tonight, we'll see y'all tomorrow for the big draft. Take care now. Peace out. Love y'all.